All right, welcome to our team call. Today is April 16th, and I am so excited that you guys are all on, and especially Crystal's two new coaches, Tracy and Tina. Welcome. This is your first team call, right?
Correct.
Awesome. Well, welcome to our team, which I'm so excited that is growing so rapidly. And I couldn't be more proud of the people that that we have. So welcome. So tonight I want to start by talking about the groups that we're having on Monday. And Tracy and Tina, this may be a little bit confusing for you. So don't get too stressed out, okay? So on Monday we actually have a lot going on. We have a 21-day fixed group starting. We have a 30-day challenge starting, which is a group for any workout program besides the 21-day fix. And then I've decided to start a coach training on Monday as well, because Crystal, you have 2 or 3 that will be joining that.
2. Tracy's already in one, and then Tina and Kimberly will need to go into one.
Okay. And then I have one, and Kara just signed up a coach either today or yesterday. So, and then I think Nadine from Inspiration Nation wants to also add. I may be wrong on that. So I'm gonna post in the group just to see who has challengers. So we might need, if we have too many, we might have to break up the groups. So all the new coaches would just stick with me. So when you see that post, just add how many challengers that you guys have. And then Crystal, maybe you and Katie can branch off too, depending upon how many challengers we all have. Okay. Mm-hmm. Does anybody have any questions about that? Okay, so we talked.
No.
So my newer coaches last night, we talked about basically, what we should do as coaches in a challenge group. So I don't think that we need to address that again tonight. So Tracy, you're already in a challenge, right?
Yes.
And Tina, are you going to be starting on Monday?
Yeah, I'll start on Monday.
Okay.
Awesome. A second round of the fix, or do you want to do the PIO?
Oh.
Because you ordered PIO.
I did order the PIO, so I'd like to try that and do maybe be part of a 30-day challenge.
Okay.
Does that sound okay?
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay.
Tracy, did your PIO come in yet?
No, they sent me an email that it was shipped again today.
Okay. You have the option, you can stay in the current challenge you're in with the fix, or if your PIO comes, you can certainly bump into the 30-day as well. It's entirely up to you.
Okay, awesome. So does anybody have any questions about any of the challenges that we have starting on Monday? Okay.
No.
Good. All right, so so Thursdays, when you look into Inspiration Nation, it's usually the day of shout outs, because that's usually the day of rank advancements. That's usually the day, like all the coaches announce, the Success Club points everybody has. And I just, and that can either A, be a motivator, or B, that could be just make you, some people upset. So I want to start by saying that please do not compare yourself to others. You'll see other, coaches having so much success in a month, and then you'll see other coaches that are not. And everybody, we're all different. We all have a different following. We're all, other coaches can spend full time on this. Some other coaches can only do it, an hour a day. So, just don't get discouraged because there's other coaches who are selling more than you. Like I shared with you guys already that this month has been a very tough month. Crystal is kicking my butt. You're going to be at SE 10, right?
I should be at 10 when Missy orders.
And I'm only at 3. So, you just can't compare to other people's success. If that's a motivator for you, awesome, more power to you. But again, don't get discouraged if you're not having the same success as everybody else is. All right? And if you are being, it's so easy to get discouraged in this business. So if you are feeling discouraged, please tell your upline coach, because believe me, we've been there. We've been there, done that, and you know, we can just help you walk through it. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So are there any topics that you guys want to talk about?
I have people that are interested, but I don't know how to get them involved on my end.
Okay. And I know you're a very new coach and you haven't been through any sorts of training. So that's stuff that that you'll learn over the next few weeks in the Coach Basics group, in the Coach Training group. But if you want some pointers, you know, we can certainly talk about that. Like, have you talked to them about the program, or you're just not quite sure on how to approach them, or?
Well, I've talked to some people about the program. I have one person that wants more information on Shakeology. And then I have another person who's actually ordering the 21-day fix.
Perfect. Are they ordering the challenge pack?
I don't think so.
Okay. In order to enter into the challenge groups, they would have to order the challenge pack, because we want each of the challengers to get the best results possible. And people have to understand the importance of Shakeology, because when it comes to weight loss or your health and fitness goals, nutrition is key, and the way we fuel our bodies is key. Exercise is a smaller component of the whole equation. So Shakeology is just ensuring that, you know, our challengers are going to get the best nutrition to reach their goals. And that's something that, you know, we'll review with you during the coach training.
Okay.
Okay. But if you already told them that they can join it, I mean, I don't want you know, to upset them, and they can. It's just, you know.
I didn't tell them that they could join anything yet. We were talking about it, and they've seen my results with the 21-day fix, so they were very, very interested.
Awesome.
And then they had seen commercials as well.
Okay.
Is this someone in St. Luke's?
It is.
Awesome. We could chat about that more, and we can get them hopefully to order this month, and that'll get you to SC2 and get them right into the challenge break-in fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
So so you can in the beginning, it's always best to talk to like your close friends and coworkers and whatever about the challenge. And it's exactly what you did. Just share with them, you know, what you're doing and your success. And, you know, you can even message people and be like, I'm not sure if you know, but I recently, I'm excited about this new endeavor that I started. I became a health and fitness coach. I try not to put Beachbody in there. Because I became a health and fitness coach, and I have a challenge starting on Monday, and I'm looking for people to be my first challengers. It's just something along those lines. And is that something that you would be interested in doing, basically?
Okay.
Maybe Crystal, you can help her with that a little bit.
I will. We'll talk.
Okay.
Okay.
So, all right. So, I know that, we talk a lot about rank advancement and the importance of rank advancement. And, especially as a new coach, you really don't know how to approach the topic with people of signing up for, a discount coach. Because a lot of people hear the word coach and they go running. Even if, if we are just telling them it's just for the discount. So I basically, for me personally, I wanted to rank advance to Diamond so badly that I basically built up my downline, my coaches on discounts, except for Katie, Crystal, and another coach. And basically the way that, and having that doing it that way has its positives and negatives. Positives are it gets you up to the next rank quick. Negatives are it doesn't really sustain you for long term. So you have to keep building discounts, because when you sign coaches underneath you just as discounts, you're not guaranteed that they're gonna stick, that they're gonna drink the Shakeology every month. You know, it could just be, you know, a month that they drink it, and then they quit. So, you know, it's me personally, it got me to Diamond, and that's what I wanted to do. And there were some times where I thought I was going to lose Diamond, but you know, I didn't. So it's really up to you if you want to. It's just a quicker way of doing things. So I wanted to share with you, like, basically how I approached people about the discount. And it's funny because I don't approach people with the discount anymore that I'm at Diamond, and I have a solid team underneath me now, because I don't need the discount coaches as much, and I really want to keep the commission unless I know that they would benefit from it personally. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, I was actually really worried at first about approaching people, because I felt like every time I did, like I had mentioned, that you know, they would get scared by the word coach. So I heard this call one day, and they basically said not to call it a coach, to call them a preferred customer. So after we had the whole conversation and they were ready, set to order, I asked them, would you be interested in hearing about getting the same discount as me on all future products? And of course, like, who wouldn't want 25% off on all products, right? And then, I mean, some said no, you know, whatever. Some, you know, a lot of people were interested. So then I explained to them, I'm like, you know, basically you become a preferred customer. Your Shakeology would go from 100. I tell them that Shakeology a month is 143 with around $143 with tax and shipping. And with the discount, it comes down to basically 115 a month. And then if they say, okay, I'm interested, they tell me how. So, and that's when I actually mentioned the coaches. I'm signing you up as a, as a preferred customer, you'll get the discount, but technically I'm signing you up as a coach. But don't worry, I put in big letters, you will not be a coach unless you want to be. Just so they know that, you know, so they're not a coach. And then I explain the different fees to them. And then most often they're interested because they're saving money a month on Shakeology, right? It goes down to, you know, from 143 to 115 a month. And I just tell them the 115 is the $99.06 for the Shakeology, including shipping and tax, plus the $15.95 a month for the monthly coach fee. And then they usually say yes. Okay. So, I mean, you can even build up to Emerald that way with that, you know. So the people that you're, you know, having conversations with now, you know, that want to buy a challenge pack, you can just approach it up front and sign them up as a, you know, a coach for the discount right away, if that makes sense. Or if, you know, if they're not sure and before their next shipment mails out, you know, goes out, because you guys realize that anytime a challenger you purchase a challenge pack, that they're automatically signed up for the Shakeology HD. So it's important for you to share that with them. So before the next order goes out, you can ask them if they would like the discount, you know, on their next shake. Is another way of approaching it. So, you know, so like, for example, Sarah, the two people that purchased from you, they're a husband and wife, so they would benefit from it. I would have, since they already signed up.
I mentioned it to them.
Uh-huh.
She said the wife said she'd think about it.
Okay.
So I think she wants to try it the first month and see how it goes.
Good. Especially if they're both going to drink it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then for her, I would just, if she has no interest of working the business, I would just have just one of them sign up instead of both, so they both don't get charged that $15.95 fee. And then just that person will just purchase the 2 Shakeologies a month. So, all right, does that make sense? Okay. And I know Jen wanted to get on that call. I saw that she was interested in learning like how to keep track of people. And I've got to be honest with you, I am terrible. I don't have a really good system in place of, keeping track of people who I have conversations with. And I'm thinking that maybe I can ask Kathleen, who is my upline coach, to maybe talk about that because I really struggle in that area as well, I'll be honest. I basically just scroll through my friends list and see how long it's been since I click on their message and see how long it's been since our last conversation. It's a terrible way. I'm totally not organized, and I need to improve on that because I feel like I missed out on so many people that could possibly be challengers, coaches, whatever, because of my lack of track keeping, Yeah. So the other thing that I want to talk to you guys about is we have this challenge group starting on Monday. So that would be the perfect time to start inviting to our 3-day coach sneak peek that's starting the following week. So just because we have a group starting, that doesn't mean that we're not going to continue the inviting conversations and connecting with people. We want to keep that ongoing because all these conversations that we're having are going to be setting us up for future months. So continue to friend request people and expand your following and your social media following, and then invite to. So if you have, like, especially for the newer coaches, and Tracy and Tina, don't get overwhelmed with what I'm saying because I know you have absolutely no idea what we're talking about. The 3-day sneak peek is basically a 3-day challenge group where anybody that we feel that would make a great health and fitness coach, we ask them to join this group if they were interested in learning more about this awesome opportunity. And it's 3 days where we just post all information about coaching. Tracy, were you in that?
I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, I think I remember that. So that's awesome. So, and is that what got you interested? What did you think of that group?
I thought that was helpful because it explained like areas that I wasn't sure about.
Yeah. Yeah, I love when we run those groups, and actually we're going to be doing them monthly. And I personally love it when we run those groups because, especially for newer coaches that don't really, because it took me a long time to know how to explain this opportunity to people. So I just feel like it's a great way just to get as many people in that group as you can, who would be at least a little bit interested, and then the group explains every detail for you. So, like, yeah. So
Shannon, when are we gonna run that?
next Monday, a week from this coming Monday.
27th?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the whole schedule for every month is the first week of the month is our clean eating group, the free 5-day clean eating group.
Mm-hmm.
The third week of the month starts a 21-day pick your fix group. So it can either be the original fix or the fix extreme. And a 30-day original general group. So that's when they can choose any workout program other than the 21-day fixes. And then the following week, the last week of the month, is when we do the 3-day sneak peek. Oh, and the first of the month is technically when we will be doing our coach trainings. It's just we have so many people, a few coaches that are signed up now, and I don't want you guys to have to wait until the first. So if we need to have 2 coach trainings starting a month, we can do that as well. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So anybody have any frustrations over objections this week?
They were messing with my mojo.
Were they?
Cool. And then I got like 4 booms. No, shut down. Price objections.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, man.
Yeah, I had a conversation. I had a conversation last night with a girl. It was like at 10 o'clock at night last night, and she was so super excited. And then she's like, if I don't respond, that means I fell asleep, because she's a mom to a 3-month-old. And it was late. You know, it was probably like, by the time our conversation was over, it was probably like 10:45. So I gave her the link to order the challenge. The whole conversation went perfect. She was really excited. She never once asked price. So I gave her the information to order. So I thought, all right, well, maybe she fell asleep. And then I messaged her today and I didn't hear back. So it's like, yeah, it's, you know, it's gonna happen. Expect it. You know, I mentioned on our new coach training last night, we want to go for no, because the more no's that we get, the more yeses we're going to eventually get. I think, Crystal, your challenge pack that you sold today was somebody who said no to you before, right?
Actually, every challenge pack I've sold this month has been a no
Yeah.
in the past.
Shannon?
Every one of them.
Yes.
Would you be able to like post, or maybe it's on there, I'm not sure, like a transcript of one of your conversations so we can
Actually,
just
that's
kind of
actually a really good idea, because I told Kara I would talk about that, and I'm you know, surprised she's not on the call. Can you hear me, Nikki? I think you're freezing a little. Nikki, are you
Hello?
there?
Yeah, I can hear you. My
Okay. Okay.
Hello?
Yes. Are you there, Nikki? Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm here still.
Did I talk about this last night on our call? No?
No, you said you were going to do it tonight.
Okay, good, perfect. All right. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. So basically, when I had to cut off. So basically, when I have a conversation with somebody, it goes along the lines of this. So say I sent them a personal message, you know, inviting them to the next challenge group, and they said yes, they're interested in learning more. Or they see my post about something and they said, yes, I want more information on your challenge. My very, very first question I always ask is, what has piqued your interest? Because I want to find out why they're interested in this group. So then, so usually they tell me, you know, I'm looking to lose weight, I want to become healthier. But then if they don't, I then specifically ask them what their health and fitness goals are. And I have a real conversation. It's so important to not look at these, you know, prospective challengers as an SE point or a challenge pack sold, because we are all people. We all have health and fitness goals. We could be women struggling. We could be women that are very insecure. We could be men. We all are people that have goals, you know, whatever they are. So it's so important to have that in your head instead of a sale or an SE point, because when you talk to a person as a sale or an SE point, you're going to come off that way. And that's how the conversation is going to be directed. So I always try and relate to them on a personal level. If they mention that, you know, I want to become healthier with their, you know, for my kids, I say, oh, you know, how many children do you have? Because I can relate to them on that level. And I ask them about their children and how old they are and try and relate somehow, you know. And if they're a new mom, I'm like, you know, I say, are you getting any sleep? Because I know for me, I didn't sleep a wink for the first 4 months of my son's life. So I try and, you know, start building that relationship and a bond. And so I can start becoming relatable to them. So then I ask more information, like I find out if they work, I find out if they've tried, you know, to lose weight in the past, and if so, what have they done? I ask them, you know, are they currently trying or whatever? You know, I want to find out what their day's like, and if how much time basically they have for exercise, because most people it's only a half hour these days, and we have great programs for that. So I try and get a little bit personal with them. I don't mention anything about Beachbody products during that relationship building at all. I don't mention the challenge group at all. I ask them if they have any physical limitations, any dietary restrictions, because not every program is for everybody. Like if they have bad knees, you're not going to want to recommend, you know, a program with a lot of jumping. And then at the very end, once I understand their goals, once we've connected on a personal level in whatever way that is, if they have animals, if they, whatever, you know, whatever it is, then I say, you know, I really think that this challenge would be good for you, because most of us struggle with motivation. And then I share my story of what this group did for me. I can say honestly 100% that if it wasn't for these challenge groups, I would have given up 3 weeks into my journey, because the numbers on the scale weren't moving fast enough. And I reluctantly posted in the group, you know, my frustration, and the coach gave me the best advice, you know, and I share all this with them, because that's how passionate I am about this. And then you know, and once I get them excited about the challenge group, I'm like, you know, I explain what the challenge group is about, and then we talk about which product would be best for them. I also talk about nutrition. I talk about nutrition because most people, and this is how Shakeology can come into play, because most people think they have it embedded in their heads that exercise is most important, and they're mostly coming to you solely to seek exercise, where it's the nutrition piece of things that are most important. And I explain that to them. I always tell them that, you know, nutrition it makes up 80% of the weight loss equation. And although exercise is important, it only makes up 10% of the weight loss equation. And the other 10% belongs to genetics. And then that I explain to them that nutrition is key. And I tell them that you can't out-train a bad diet, that you can basically work out at a gym for hours a day, and, you know, and if your nutrition isn't there, you're not going to see, you know, great results. So, and that's how I introduce Shakeology. And I don't come off as a salesman, and I just let them know that Shakeology is all natural shake, and then I explain to them what it does for me. It helps me with my cravings. It keeps me full longer. I used to have really bad regularity issues with my bowels. Sorry, TMI, I always put in parentheses. And now I don't have a problem going, you know, every day. And if they have the same issue with that, I go into a little bit more detail. Like, because I had to eat, and I'm not exaggerating, 30 grams of fiber in a certain cereal that I ate every morning, plus drink a cup of coffee in order to go. And now I don't do any of that. I drink my shake. I also tell them I used to have really bad acne, and that has cleared. I have the scars to prove it. Same with my back. It was disgusting. My hair grows like a weed, and it's just, so like I share the benefits with them of how it's benefiting me, because I'm a real person, and obviously I'm a product of the product. So, and then we choose the workout program, and then I give them step-by-step, when they're ready to order their challenge pack, I give them step-by-step instructions on how to do that. So the conversation is long. It's not a 1, 2, 3, let's get it done. It's a real conversation, because the most important key of this is to build a relationship, because we want them to trust us, right? We want to build that relationship so we can do our job as a health and fitness coach. Being a health and fitness coach is not about selling a challenge pack. It's about helping these people reach their health and fitness goals at the end of the day.
The biggest thing that I've learned through this, and I've been a coach since September, is that even if they say no now, eventually it will turn into a yes. When the upline coaches tell you that, they're not just blowing smoke up your butt, which is what I thought. I was like, yeah, right, whatever. Really got discouraged. And actually, and I kind of checked out for a while. And every challenge pack this month has been a no. Is no yes. So
yeah.
Including my coaches that are on the call tonight.
So true.
It's, you know, it's going to take time for people to trust you and to see that these products are working, and believe in what you're promoting, you know, and I mean, and once you start branching out of your close friends and family, these are going to be complete strangers, you know, that you're meeting through social media. They have absolutely no idea who you are, and here you are, this person trying to sell them something. That's why it's such a turnoff. You want to build, it's so important. The relationship building is so important to your success. So even when you do invite and they say no, that's one seed planted. The next conversation, you know, you have with them, non-Beachbody related, that's another seed planted. When you post on social media about just getting done with your workout, that's another seed planted. You know, another post about your kids, you know, that's another. So these people are following you. That's why it's so important that you start posting more. And Crystal, you're starting to post more, and you're starting to see, starting to see the benefits from that. Because even though people aren't commenting on your posts and people aren't liking your posts, they are watching you. There's so many people that I haven't spoken to in like 20 years since college, high school, that in fact I didn't even speak to in high school, that I'm reaching out to and sending messages to. And, you know, just to say, hi, how are you? It's been a gazillion years. And believe me, that took me a really long time to start doing, by the way. But their next message back to me is, you look great. You know, you're doing so amazing. Keep up the great work. Where they've never once liked or commented on anything, but they're obviously seeing my posts. So, and Tracy and Tina, you'll learn all about this in your training. So if this is overwhelming to you, you'll get it.
No, it's not overwhelming. It's really interesting to hear about it, because I know with Crystal, like seeing her transition, that helped me make a decision.
Yeah.
So that was like a really good thing. The other thing was like she was interested, but she wasn't pushy. So that was also a really good learning way to handle it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
So
I've definitely learned the hard way about being pushy. Because in the beginning for me, like I didn't know what I was doing, and I thought I was selling a product, and I approached it all wrong in this business completely my first few months. And I was sharing, I think, on another call that, as Beachbody coaching is such a huge family that we all support one another, because we all want to see each other, grow and succeed. So another coach, not even part of our team at all, she actually reached out to me and said to me, like, I think that, and she was honest about my Facebook posting on how I was coming across too salesy, and totally was eye-opening for me. And if it wasn't for that, like, who knows where it would be right now.
Because I know that there's someone else that I'm friends with that's doing it, and she's really pushy.
Yeah.
And she wasn't, like, Crystal was doing it way before she started, and now all I see is all her pushy posts, and I'm like, well, I don't want to come across that way.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to come across, you don't want to mention like Beachbody and products in every single post, it's,
yeah.
Occasionally. The only time I do that is when I start a new program that just was launched, and I am, in my test group, like, I'll talk about that product a lot. But when I post about, what'd you say?
Did you hear about the new workout coming out in July?
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting, because I love Shanti.
Yeah, I love Shanti, but and I love to dance, but I've never been like a Zumba type, workout or.
Yeah.
So this should be interesting. I always do all the new workout programs. I feel like the newer, we only have a minute and a half left before we get kicked off, but and not everybody can do this, but I always just try and do all the new workout programs or all the popular programs, because that's what people are going to be interested in, and that's what you're going to sell. So you want to be able to know the product, So.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I will
Can I ask one quick question?
Sure. We have a minute before we get kicked off, but absolutely. Go ahead.
Okay, quick. So how long did it take you till, like, you actually had people, like that you were building your team or your family?
So that's actually a very loaded question with me, and I definitely will be sharing that story with you in our coach training group, because I have a minute before we get kicked off, and
all right, I'm sorry.
I do want to share that with you. I like to share my mistakes of what I made as a coach, because I could have been more successful a lot earlier on instead of just these last few months, you know. So I like to share my mistakes so then you guys can learn from them.
Okay.
So, all right. Well, ladies, we're going to get kicked off. I probably will eventually upgrade to the next level so we can have all the time in the world. But as of right now, we only get 40 minutes, I think, for the call. So, and we're on.